Hey guys, welcome back. I'm on vacation this week, but I brought a PC and a microphone with me so that we wouldn't miss a week. Today we're going to take a look at a feature in Unreal Engine that I've never looked at before. I've been using Unreal Engine for 10 years, and I have never looked at UMG Animations, and they're really nice and really easy to use, and so I'm going to show you how we use them in the Hub World MMO to make our UI look better. Okay, let's open the login map, and I'm going to show you what it looks like first. So we used it in the Hub World MMO for login and log out. Hit play. And I'm going to show you here as I go between the login widget and the create account, you can see that it fades out and fades back in. See that? Fades out, fades in. That's UMG Animations. Now, some people probably don't know what UMG stands for because we always call it UMG, but it's actually called Unreal Motion Graphics. That's what UMG stands for. And I often forget that, but there's a reason that it's called that. And you may have never seen this before if you're like me. And, I think maybe I saw it when UMG first came out, 2016, whenever it came out. But I didn't really, it was like, okay, that's cool. And I kind of forgot about it. But recently I found it again, and we're going to take a look at how to do it. So let's go take a look at, we will play around with we're going to take a look at the register widget here, and I'll show you what's already there, and then we'll go use another one and build it ourselves. So if you come in here, you'll notice at the bottom that there's this animations down here, right? Where you can open the content drawer and you can open animations. So you open the animations, and this actually has an animation in it here that I created, which is a fade in. And we were able to create that by hitting the plus here. And then we added a track to our border, right? So we used our border here as what we wanted to work with. And then you can see that we have an animation track here, and we have keyframes, right? And so we have a keyframe here at 0 and a half a second. And if we hit play, you can see it fade in. And if we hit play in reverse, you can see it fade out. So that's what we're using to do the fade in and fade out. Now, when we go into the graph, so you see that this animation is called fade in. When we go into the graph, you'll notice that there's this animations here, and you have to open this up, and you'll find fade in. I'm going to hit stop here. And you'll see that down here, I created custom events for play fade in and fade out. It uses the same one. This one plays the animation forward. This one plays the animation in reverse. And so there's a lot of things that you can do with that animations to really make your UI look a lot nicer. So let's go over to an animation or a widget that doesn't have any animations. Probably this message confirm widget. I don't think it has any. Okay. So we'll add one here. I'll show you how to do the fade in one first, and then we'll take a look at some other possible things we could do with it. So typing that in, click on fade in. We're going to add a track. And let's see here. So I want to click on border, and then I want to add a track, and I want to choose border here. There we go. So it'll add the border. So it's working on everything and everything underneath it. I think I did try it on canvas panel and it didn't work. Because canvas panel is the whole screen. So yeah, you got to choose border. And so then what we did is we added a track below that, and you can see we have render opacity. Now this system uses something, you can do manual keyframes, but it does something called auto keyframing. If you've done stuff in Blender or other Maya, some of those, they do the same kind of thing. And basically what happens is that wherever you're at when you edit the value, it drops a keyframe. Right. And so because it saw me change that to 0, it put that in as a 0 keyframe. So then I can drag this over to half a second, and I can put in 1, right? So the opacity 0 is hidden, 1 is shown fully, and you can see it added those keyframes. Now you can right click on them. If we need to edit a keyframe, you can go up to properties and you can edit the time and the value, right? And you can also bring up a curve. If we need to have a curve editor here to do some more fine control over what we're doing, you can edit it there. But now what we've got here is, you can see this is basically the same thing that I did in the other one. And then all I did was just go into graph here, drag this fade in and then just do play animation forward. And we can drag another one for play animation reverse. And now we've got a nice fade in, fade out that we can call. I think I ended up calling it from the login player controller, but there's various ways you could do that and just have it fade in and fade out. Let me show you one other thing, and we're going to be using this. So I haven't built the UI for in the game yet, right? It's just the UI for, the login and character creation, that kind of stuff. Because I'm waiting on the common UI element, which until 5.2 has not supported the enhanced input plugin. And I didn't really want to play around with the common UI if I had to use the old input system that's deprecated. So now I'll be taking a look at that. Next week when I get home from vacation, I will be working on upgrading Hub World MMO to 5.2. So you can expect that next week. But now we'll dump this and we'll go back over to the animations. And I'm going to go here and I'm just going to delete this one. I don't want that. But one of the things that we're going to be doing is that when you hit like escape or you hit the select or menu button on your gamepad, is that we're going to be having a menu item come in from the side. You've probably seen this in console games. It's pretty popular. Maybe it comes in from the left side or it comes in from the right side. And it looks cool because it animates. It's nice and smooth. And we can actually do the same thing here. So we're just going to call this slide in. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to hit track. We're going to add it at the border. And instead of doing render opacity, we're going to do transform. Okay. And transform actually has a lot of tracks under it, right? And the one that we're interested in here is going to be the translation. You could potentially have it, start super skinny and make it stretch out. But I actually think that if you look closely at some of these other games that do it, they actually have it slide in. And so we can come here with this X value. And I think I tried this value before and it worked pretty good. Yeah, so it's just off screen, right? See that just off screen? And then we'll do a ½ second again and we'll come over here. And we'll say, okay, when you get over there, go back to where you're supposed to be. Now, in the case of where, we're at the edge of it, right? It wouldn't actually be back at 0. So, maybe it would be at like, I meant to do -800. No, okay, it's a little bit less than that. Maybe -700, -650. There we go. Okay, cool. So say it was, a full height dialogue that was sliding in. Now I've got this cool looking, right? And we could change the speed and we could change different things, change the curve. We got a nice looking, once we get the common UI working and we're working on our game and we've got, hey, what happens when we hit escape or hit that menu button on the gamepad? We'll probably have menus come in from the left and the right, kind of, so you can still kind of see your character in the center, but they kind of come in at the edges. Since screens are pretty wide these days. And we'll have those come in, and basically this is the method we're going to use when that happens. So it's pretty simple. And it just now we would just go into graph here, do the same thing, drop that slide in, and we can play that animation. So this is actually something I'd never used, never seen, and I was just experimenting with the UI when I was working on Hub World, and I was like, oh yeah, animations. I need to look into that. Unreal Engine is so big. I say this all the time, but it's true. Unreal Engine is so big that I have used it for almost 10 years and I'm still finding things that I've never touched, never seen, don't know anything about. It's just that big. So now you know how you can use UMG Animations, Unreal Motion Graphics Animations, to improve your UI. If you have any questions related to this video, please leave your questions in the comments section. The Hub World server and Hub World MMO Discord link is in the video description if you want to discuss something in this video further. Like and subscribe to be notified of future videos and to help with the algorithm. Until next time, have a good one.